Along China's highways, a new and unsettling landscape has emerged, not of movement, but of profound stillness. In vast lots outside cities like Guangzhou and Yiwu, thousands of heavy-duty trucks sit parked in silent, orderly rows. Their engines are cold, their tires unmoving, monuments to a system under immense strain. This quiet isn't rest, it's a symptom of a deep crisis gripping the country's 30 million truckers. Each silent truck represents a driver without a load, a family without income, and a small business on the brink. The air, once thick with diesel and activity, is now heavy with uncertainty. Drivers gather in small groups, sharing anxieties and scanning their phones for jobs that rarely come. This phenomenon is nationwide, from the Pearl River Delta to the Yangtze River Delta. Parking areas have become long-term storage lots, some trucks so idle that weeds grow around their wheels. The vibrant colors of their cabs fade under the relentless sun. This inactivity starkly contrasts with China's image as the world's factory. The silent fleets tell a story of slowing gears and a stalled supply chain. What brought this powerful fleet to a standstill? The answer is complex: economic pressures, technological disruptions, and systemic flaws. For drivers, this is more than an economic downturn. It's a personal crisis threatening their livelihoods and dignity. Once the invisible backbone of the economy, their silence now signals that something is fundamentally wrong. The stillness of these trucks is a physical manifestation of a crisis deep within modern China's arteries. At the heart of the truckers' crisis is a brutal reality: earnings can't keep up with costs. Freight rates have plummeted by up to 40%, turning once profitable trips into break-even or loss-making ventures. Meanwhile, costs, diesel, tolls, maintenance, insurance, remain high or even rise. Fuel alone can eat up over a third of a trucker's expenses. A single repair or fuel price spike can wipe out what little profit remains. Drivers are squeezed between falling rates and unyielding costs, often accepting jobs at a loss just to keep moving. This desperation drives rates even lower, creating a vicious cycle. Truckers are not just drivers, they're small business owners, often carrying heavy debt from buying their trucks. When the numbers no longer add up, it's not just a job lost, it's a family's livelihood and a dream of self-sufficiency. Many now describe their work as running for free or even paying to work. The relentless pressure is crushing this dream, kilometer by kilometer. The business model has become unsustainable for individual operators. The crisis is erasing the hope that hard work alone can secure a future. Digital freight platforms like Manbang promise to revolutionize trucking, connecting drivers and shippers efficiently. But these apps have created hyper-competitive bidding wars, driving prices down to unsustainable levels. Desperate drivers underbid each other, accepting rates that barely cover costs. The platforms, now powerful middlemen, charge fees and commissions, further shrinking margins. Algorithms enforce strict rules and ratings. One late delivery can ruin a driver's reputation and future prospects. To protect their digital standing, drivers push themselves to exhaustion, sacrificing rest and safety. Autonomy has vanished. Drivers are now gig workers at the mercy of algorithms and tech giants. The platforms hold all the data and power, leaving truckers with no bargaining leverage. Technology, meant to empower, has become a tool of control and exploitation. For many, the digital road is a new form of bondage, chains made of code, not iron. To understand this crisis, listen to the truckers themselves. Wang from Henan hasn't been home in 2 months. I sleep in the cab, eat instant noodles and wait. My loan is 10,000 yuan a month. If I don't work, the bank doesn't wait. Many drivers, lured by promises of high earnings, took out punishing loans for new trucks. Now with the market in freefall, these loans have become traps. Li Jun, a younger driver, says, "Most jobs pay so little, it's a joke. My truck is a cage, not an asset." The used truck market has collapsed. Selling means losing everything. So drivers take any job, even at a loss, just to keep moving and feel less helpless. The psychological toll is immense. The cab, once a symbol of freedom, is now a prison of anxiety. These aren't just anecdotes, they're echoes of a systemic failure. The dream of being your own boss has soured for millions. Conversations in truck stops and online forums are filled with anger, frustration, and betrayal. Drivers feel trapped by loans, exploited by platforms, and ignored by a system that relies on their labor but offers no protection. The voices from the cab are a chorus of distress. The human cost of this economic transition is impossible to ignore. The crisis is not just financial, it's deeply personal. For truckers, time is money, but now, most of their time is spent waiting. They wait for jobs to appear on apps, for hours to be loaded at factories, and again to be unloaded at destinations. This unpaid, unproductive time is mentally draining and financially devastating. The truck's cab becomes their entire world. A cramped bedroom, kitchen, and living room. Meals are simple, hygiene is a luxury, and days pass without a proper shower. Isolation is profound. Drivers are far from family, connected only by weak video calls. Boredom is relentless, broken only by anxiety over the next low-paying job. You just sit and stare at your phone, refreshing for jobs, one driver says. Someone else is always faster or cheaper. This limbo is a direct result of too many trucks chasing too few goods. Shippers and factories hold all the power, with no incentive to speed up loading or unloading. Truckers are treated as expendable, their time deemed worthless. The culture of waiting has become a brutal accepted part of the job. Millions are trapped in a cycle of inactivity and poverty. The crisis on China's highways mirrors deeper shifts in the economy. Idle trucks are a symptom of a manufacturing and export slowdown. Factories that once powered growth are quieter, and demand for transport has weakened. Rising costs, trade tensions, and the China Plus One strategy have pushed production to other countries. Every factory closure means fewer loads for truckers. The domestic economy faces headwinds too. A real estate slump and weak consumer confidence mean less freight to move. Truckers are on the front lines, feeling the immediate impact of these trends. Their empty cargo beds are a physical indicator of slowing industrial activity. While economists debate data, truckers live the reality. Fewer jobs, lower rates, longer waits. The truckers' crisis is a story about the changing fortunes of China's economy. The trucking industry's financial structure has created modern-day indentured servitude. Many drivers took out huge loans to buy trucks, often with high interest and inflexible terms. In today's market, loan payments can exceed income, forcing impossible choices. Skip a payment and risk repossession, or take loss-making jobs to keep afloat. On top of this, digital platforms and logistics giants control the flow of goods and set prices. Individual truckers have no bargaining power. Platforms pit them against each other to drive rates down. Large firms secure contracts at low rates, then subcontract to desperate drivers for even less. The risks are borne by individuals, while profits are consolidated at the top. Drivers invest their capital, take on debt, and bear the strain, yet receive only a shrinking share. The system efficiently extracts value from truckers, leaving them with debt and exhaustion. This corporate squeeze is a key reason so many drivers feel trapped and powerless. Beyond the numbers lies a profound human cost. Long hours and constant waiting lead to chronic fatigue and health problems, spinal issues, poor diet, stress-related conditions. The cab is no place to live or work. Emotional strain is just as severe. Prolonged separation from family breeds loneliness and isolation. My son barely recognizes me when I come home, one driver says. Financial pressure strains marriages and family life. The dream of providing more often costs them everything. The trucker's struggle reveals a disconnect between economic prosperity and the reality for working people. Hard work no longer guarantees a decent living. Risks are individualized, rewards concentrated elsewhere. As we look at these silent fleets, we must ask, what responsibility do platforms and corporations have to those who power their profits? The story of China's truckers is a barometer of social fairness. Behind the statistics are human beings. For an economy to be truly strong, it cannot leave its hardest working people stranded on the side of the road.